This gonna be a fight. Tyson, and you know it. You hit me, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you.
The gang leader, Mitch Green, was one of the rare fighters to stand up to Tyson and make him go the distance. Green gave us half an hour of flawless boxing. Any other human would probably be KO'd in the first round, but Mitch was game as he could be for Tyson. He showed a lot of heart and fought like a man. He kept it close and battled the best version of Tyson. What was the outcome of this epic fight? How did Tyson react to the gang leader's stamina? Join us as we explore the fight that shook New York City. Iron Mike Tyson is a fighter whose name alone inspired fear in the hearts of both fans and fellow boxers alike. Before Tyson rose to fame, he was called out for a fight by a gang leader, Mitch Green. Green had decided to leave the streets and focus on building a career in boxing, and he felt the best way to achieve this was to fight a prospect. Since Tyson already had a good record and was set to be a force in the boxing world, Green set his eyes on him. At the time of Green's fight request, Tyson had knocked out 19 opponents. He was simply unstoppable. However, something happened before the fight with the gang leader, and it was the matchup against James Tillis. Tyson's knockout streak came to an end after he met with Tillis. In this fight, Tillis boxed Tyson and spent most of the bout on his toes. Tillis positioned himself in front of Tyson, but outside Tyson's reach. When Tyson moved forward and to Tillis, Tillis would move laterally. To cover his move, Tillis simultaneously threw a fast jab in combination with hooks. By doing so, Tillis kept Tyson busy and unable to throw punches. When the fighters got too close, Tillis would reach out and grab Tyson in a clinch until the ref came in to separate them. Tillis was able to maneuver in the ring sufficiently to go 10 rounds with a very dangerous Mike Tyson and not get too badly hurt doing so. Tillis also landed his punches on Tyson. Tillis did this despite lacking a power shot to use against Tyson. Although Tillis lost by unanimous decision, Tillis showed how the unstoppable Kevin Rooney-trained version of Tyson could be beaten. Tillis showed that the effectiveness of Tyson's attack could be mitigated by using lateral movement and voluminous punch output, strategies that prevent Tyson from being set to throw his shots. Tillis survived by getting off first with his shots, throwing multiple punch combinations, and then moving to the side and clenching when Tyson got close enough. Tillis kept Tyson continuously occupied. Both fighters were in great condition as they maintained a fast pace for 10 rounds. Tyson put on an impressive rally in the 10th. Green saw this fight and took advantage of it. He made multiple video clips of himself challenging Tyson to fight with him. These clips made their way to HBO and were played during broadcasts. Looking back now, it is quite surprising how Green was able to make himself trend without the social media we have today. If it had been in this era, Green would have become famous on all social media platforms. Back to our fight, Tyson finally accepted the request, and a date was fixed in 1986. The fight turned out to be an interesting one because Green used Tillis' pattern, and it helped him to sustain the fight till the final round. That feeling of Tyson being invisible was no longer there. After this fight, Green forgot about boxing and returned to the streets, while Tyson blossomed in the boxing world. However, the story of the pair was far from over. Aside from the in-ring battle, what was even more captivating was the street brawl that followed between the pair later. Whenever a street fight is mentioned in Tyson's career, the encounter with Mitch Green always appears. 2 years after their famous boxing match, Tyson and Green met again in 1988. The rematch, which was held on the streets of Harlem, was so damaging that the former champion went home with a broken hand. Green had unsettled business with Tyson after their first bout. The gang leader felt that the promoter Don King had underpaid him, and he expressed his desire for a rematch, but it fell on deaf ears. In August 1988, Iron Mike walked into Green's hood in the early hours of the morning. There was no way the notorious New York gang leader would allow this opportunity to slide. If he was not going to get his desire in an organized bout, Green felt he might as well just get it in the streets. Tyson had come to Harlem to visit a clothing store named Dapper Dan's. He was there to buy an $850 white leather jacket that had "Don't Believe the Hype," a song title written on the back. Green, who had been reliably informed that Tyson would be coming around, suddenly burst into the shop. The duo started exchanging words, and it was clear that Green would not leave without a fight. Earlier on, Tyson had been out clubbing and drinking. Despite this, he says in his autobiography, Undisputed Truth, that he was trying to act like a corporate-friendly champion at the time. So Tyson responded, telling Mitch to think about what he is doing. Tyson wrote that he had reminded Green that such action would not be good for his health. Iron Mike claimed he advised the gang leader to leave peacefully, but anyone that knows Prime Tyson would agree that it would be almost impossible for a drunk, 22-year-old Tyson to say those words at 4 a.m. Before long, the pair were already fighting, and, according to Tyson, Green made the first move by tearing his shirt pocket. Tyson said he had to fight back. On the other hand, Green claimed Tyson turned his rings around to avoid damaging them and then sucker punched him. But it's clear that Tyson threw the first punch and then several more. Tyson also revealed that he later observed Green was high on drugs and could barely fight back. Every punch from Tyson caused Green to wobble, but he somehow managed to remain standing. Few minutes later, Tyson finished the gang leader with his Bruce Lee kick. Thinking that the fight was over, Tyson and his driver left for their car. In a split second, Green got up again like a ghost and kicked Tyson in the groin. Tyson was more than prepared for the surprise attack. The former heavyweight champ knocked Green down again, but when they tried to drive away in the Rolls-Royce, the driver said they couldn't move because Green was under the car. Green got up again and tore off one of the car's mirrors, making Tyson even angrier. Tyson got out of the car and hit Green with his signature right uppercut. Green flew into the air and landed hard on his head like a rag doll. Tyson was scared afterward, thinking he might have killed Green. But when the police arrived at 5 a.m., they found Green alive, though he had facial bruises, a swollen-shut left eye, and a bad cut on his nose. Tyson didn't come out unscathed either. He had a hairline fracture in his right hand, which caused his upcoming title defense against Britain's Frank Bruno to be postponed until the following year. The street fight added to rumors that Tyson, who had delivered the best performance of his career by defeating two-weight world champion Michael Spinks in just 91 seconds 2 months earlier, was losing control outside the boxing ring. The clash wasn't the last time they encountered each other. Just days later, while Tyson was on a date in New York, he was shocked to see Green ride by on a 10-speed bike. Once again, Tyson and Green got into a verbal argument until Tyson's date calmed things down. Green later tried to get his revenge in court, suing Tyson for $25 million in 1997, 9 years after their fight outside Dapper Dan's. However, Green was only awarded $45,000, which wasn't enough to cover his legal fees. Green reportedly left the courthouse claiming he had won. Green never beat Tyson in the ring or on the streets. However, by frustrating him for 10 rounds in Tyson's first fight at Madison Square Garden and delaying his title defense against Bruno, Green left his mark on Tyson's career. This ensured that their names are forever linked in a unique chapter of heavyweight boxing history.